All right, guys. What is up, man? I am back. Took a little bit longer than usual, but we're back. We are covering some pretty interesting stuff today. I think this might be my favorite video so far that I've made because it's not about like specific fights or specific influencer fights or fighters or events. This is about the whole influential scene as a whole since 2017, since the beginning of influential boxing. Now, I was in love with the sport of boxing even before the influential stuff happened. So that did not bring me into boxing. But it did in fact. It helped a lot to get me in there. It gave me more interest in boxing than ever before. I had a lot of interest in it since Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather were fighting. It's around the time I was getting into it. Since Canelo started his career, that's around the time that I watched it, but I only watched the big fights, which means I did not pay attention to any of the other fights. It was only Canelo fights that I watched, with everybody got together and watched the Canelo fights, or Pacquiao against Mayweather. Yeah, that was only the times I would watch it, so it wasn't really that much interest in it. I liked watching it, but I did not like doing it. You get what I'm saying? But once the influencers started to get in it, everybody wanted to do it. I don't know why they do it, why people got into it. But no, the thing is that I did not want to fight. I did not want to put gloves on and punch a bag. Maybe I would for maybe a week, and then I'd get bored of it and just go back to my normal life and watch the games like every now and then. But when these influencers came in as a whole, the whole thing at the beginning was YouTubers. When these YouTubers came in and started fighting, we wanted to put on the gloves and fight. And people wonder why. Why do people want to do that? Well, I think this is from my perspective. I saw people like KSI, a fat dude. I saw a bunch of fat YouTubers out of shape. They were video game guys. They had no place to be in the YouTube boxing or boxing scene at all. They had no place to get in the gym. It wasn't for them. Like, they did not belong there. They belonged in the rooms in the studio. They belonged making diss tracks. They belonged in the gaming community. They weren't meant for that. They were meant for playing video games. But KSI has been proven on and on and on and on and on that you can do anything you want, honestly. He was a fat dude. There was a lot of fat dudes. They got in shape. They trained for months. And they fought boxing. Punched each other in the face. They did what Canelo and all them guys were doing. Which I think it's the reason why it made me box. Because I already liked the boxing. But it's the reason it made a ton of people start wanting to box. Because it showed us that anybody could do it. If a YouTuber who had a big stomach hanging out could get in shape and train hard for 3 months and prove people that he can actually fight, he can learn it, he can take his time, and he can look good, then anybody can do it. And that was a big a renaissance moment in boxing. 2017 was a new era began for boxing. I think so. I think this is the time where the era changes. From between Canelo and Muhammad Ali, there was a big change on there too. The boxing used to be more rounds, more dangerous, and as soon as things started happening, they started changing the rules to make it more safer. This is sort of the same thing. Boxing was just meant for boxers and people who were trying to make it out of their homes, who were broke. But 2017 took a shift. It took a shift to the idea that anybody could do it. Anybody can do it, and it doesn't matter how you are. You can train, you can do it if you really put the time in. But it's really hard. A lot of people know that it's hard, and we've seen people who've joked around about it. People who don't train a lot and get in the ring, we've seen what's happened to them, right? Like Charlies, or I don't know who else. There's a bunch of them. People who didn't train like a month, and they got in there and they got knocked out. I mean, so we know that it takes time and it's hard, but we know that anybody can do it because these YouTubers proved it, and they're role models. You know, I think the KSI, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Deji, especially Deji. I think these are Hall of Famers. These guys should be remembered forever in the influential scene. My bad. They should be remembered forever as the guys who proved that you can do everything you want. Because these guys started to make it huge. After KSI beat Logan Paul, I thought it was over. Honestly, I thought it was time to go back to normal and never watch this again. Because everybody thought that was the big fight, but then Jake Paul took it seriously, and then now the big fight is KSI against Jake Paul. We thought it was over, but these smart people who kept fighting, they saw something in their minds. The promoter saw something. Everybody saw potential of this continuing forever, and now it's even bigger than we've ever thought. I thought KSI, Logan Paul, with the 14-ounce gloves or 12-ounce gloves, even though they're not that small, I thought that was the biggest thing to ever happen on YouTube, honestly. And it's gotten way bigger than that, honestly. Misfits 1 was amazing. We thought that Social Gloves was the best that we could do. Misfits broke that, which means that this thing will carry on forever. I think it will carry on for 10 years. I believe it will. And even if the big guys don't stop fighting, I think they should promote fights and make promotions like Misfits and other stuff. They should keep making fights forever because this could be a new thing. And maybe those guys who fight in Misfits could eventually fight a pro if they really took it seriously. Because they grow and they love it and they start loving it more that they could do professional stuff. So this has a lot of potential, you know, and it's amazing what they've done over the years. Honestly, I don't know how we got here, but it's been an amazing journey, a lot of entertainment. It's very entertaining. We are influential. I'm not gonna call myself one of them guys, but the entertainment business, the YouTubers especially, are way more entertaining than the real boxers. They know how to talk more. They know how to keep conversations. They know how to talk trash. They know how to sell fights. That's the thing. And nowadays, it's harder to sell fights because there's less bigger fighters, honestly. Boxing died for a couple of years. So if you can't sell as much professionally just by not talking, you might be able to do it every 5 years when two big guys fight each other. But other than that, the numbers are going to be pretty low. And there will never be that much numbers ever again because you can copyright you can stream the fight illegally, so it's kind of hard to get those numbers ever again, but you can still get those numbers, and that's where the influential boxing comes in. There's where the ICB comes in, because these guys talk so much trash, people get so interested in that, and they will buy it. Because they want to see that in HD. They want to see the fights. Because it builds so much tension when they're talking smack that you want to see who actually wins. You want to see the winner. You want to see what happens to the loser. You want to see what happens to the winner. You want to see if the winner will fight again. You want to see how they fight on the night. You want to see if they can do what they were talking. And yeah. Also, it's fun. The promoters, they put out videos of them training. The whole thing as a whole is amazing. So the big question is, does influential boxing help boxing as a sport? And I think 1,000% it does. It does. It does definitely. There's no question in that. Does it hurt it? It might hurt it. I think at the beginning it hurt it a lot because people were were mad because people were paying more attention to these influencers than the actual boxers, who were not getting paid a lot, not a ton, who were just coming up. That kind of hurt. But what it does for the sport, it's amazing. It gets people in the ring more. Jake Paul's message was, don't use guns and violence to settle it in the ring. I think that's a really great thing that he did. Because we should not use violence. Settle your thing on the ring, and you come off more clean. There'll be no things to deal with. But yeah, it 100% helps. It does everything right. It brings people from doing something bad. It helps people get healthy, get up, and do something for their bodies and make them feel great. And it helps your mental a lot. So yeah, I mean, it already did that before that, but the influential thing is inspiring like 5 times more people than the regular boxing did before this happened. So it increases greatness. To stay safe, to be smart, use your head, and something to feel good about, and and it creates dreams for the young kids. If you have a dream of fighting one day, and you see these guys doing it, you're gonna want to believe in yourself. You're gonna believe in yourself more. And you're going to push yourself, and you're going to do it. So yeah, it really helps a lot, and I'm excited about the future. I think there's going to be more great things to come. And Misfits 4 coming in January 14. I can't wait to see KSI knock out Dylan Dennis. And it's going to be amazing. I hope I could go, but I'm going to be watching it on TV. Hopefully I can go next time when they come to the USA. And yeah, hope everybody that's listening to this, that they can buy the fight and watch it. Because you learn a lot from this, and it's been amazing, and it will keep growing better. And I'm just excited what happens next. But yeah, if you agree with me about the topic, and if you really believe that it really helps a lot, let me know what you think about it. And I will keep coming back with more videos. I'll see you guys later.